A major issue has just arisen for the Steelers, who are facing strong competition to re-sign quarterback Justin Fields. After a season full of ups and downs, where Fields had a promising start but saw his starting role taken by Russell Wilson, the Steelers are now facing a very active market. In March, Fields will become a free agent, and NFL teams are keeping an eye on the 25-year-old player. The Pittsburgh franchise has already made it clear that they would like to keep Fields, but with so many options in the market, the competition will be fierce. The big question remains: will Pittsburgh be able to secure his return? Before diving into the details about Justin Fields' situation, it's important to note that the Steelers are not alone in the search for a future quarterback. Russell Wilson, another name that sparked much debate this season, is also on the team's radar. Wilson's presence on the team has always been a big question mark, especially after his recovery from injury. The decision on who will be the next leader of the franchise is becoming more difficult for the Steelers, and with the market heating up, the clock is ticking. The situation for Justin Fields is complicated, as he has generated considerable interest. Despite showing good performances in the early weeks after his trade from the Chicago Bears, he eventually lost his spot after Wilson's recovery. Nevertheless, the Steelers have continued to show their support for Fields, and it's clear they'd like to continue his development within the franchise. However, the quarterback market this off-season could be challenging. The 2025 draft doesn't promise many top talents at the position, which only adds pressure for rival teams to make generous offers, potentially forcing Pittsburgh to work hard to retain Fields. So, what do you think about this situation? In your opinion, should Justin Fields stay with the Steelers, or would it be better for him to look for new horizons with another team? Leave your opinion in the comments. We'd love to know what you think about this uncertain future for the QB. Now, let's move on to the breaking news that just came in. The battle for Justin Fields' future is intensifying, and what happens in the next few months could define the course of the player's career and the Steelers' future as well. Let's take a look at what's behind this intense movement. The Pittsburgh Steelers are in a true battle to keep Justin Fields on their roster, but the competition is fierce. With the quarterback market heating up, the franchise may have to face multi-million-dollar offers from other teams interested in the 25-year-old QB. Fields had a promising start to the season, but with Russell Wilson returning to the team, his starting opportunity was drastically reduced. This has created a tricky situation for the Steelers, who still want to keep him but know it won't be easy. Fields' imminent entry into the free agent market promises to shake up the NFL market. If Fields decides to leave, the consequences for the Steelers could be significant. While they still support the player and want to see him develop, competition from other teams might force Pittsburgh to reconsider their options. Losing Fields would mean another reset for the franchise, with the pressure to find a worthy replacement. On the other hand, if the team manages to retain him, it would bring stability and continuity to the quarterback position, which is essential for the team's future. This situation puts the Steelers at a critical decision point, which could directly impact their ambitions for next season. Now it's your turn, fan. What do you think? Should the Steelers invest in Justin Fields and secure his future with the team, or would it be better to go a different route? And if Fields leaves Pittsburgh, would he make a good choice with another team? Leave your opinion in the comments. We're eager to hear what you think about this big dilemma. The Pittsburgh Steelers, a traditional NFL franchise, have been one of the most talked about teams in recent weeks due to speculation about a possible signing of future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers. The 41-year-old quarterback for the New York Jets has been widely associated with the Steelers, especially since he is one of the major names available in the off-season market. However, what seemed like a rumor that would soon come true now appears to be dismissed by the Steelers organization itself. According to sources within the club, the idea of signing Rodgers was quickly dismissed, with some team members considering the hype around the veteran to be exaggerated. The main concern for the franchise is that Rodgers, despite his status as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, does not seem fully committed to the idea of returning to his best level, especially considering his advanced age and the high financial cost that would imply. For the Steelers, signing a player like Rodgers, with a possibly high contract and uncertainty about his dedication, would not be the best long-term strategy. The concern about Rodgers' age and his possible impact on the team's performance seems to be the primary reason why the Steelers are ruling out the veteran as a viable option. The Pittsburgh team, which currently lacks a defined quarterback for the next season, has been focusing on looking for younger, more committed alternatives for the future of the franchise. And while Rodgers is still a strong name in the market, the team has other plans in mind. One of the main names being considered by the Steelers for the quarterback position is Justin Fields, the young QB for the Chicago Bears. According to internal sources, Fields is still the team's top bet for 2025, and the team is waiting to finalize negotiations with the player. The Steelers' intention is to secure a reasonable contract with Fields, which would give him an opportunity to establish himself as the franchise leader without the team committing a large portion of its budget to a player still in development. This strategy is part of a broader vision for the Steelers' future. Instead of investing in a 41-year-old veteran with a high salary and potential risk, the team prefers to give a chance to a younger quarterback who can grow with the team. This decision also allows the Steelers to invest in other areas of the team, such as defense and offense, without relying on a quarterback already at the end of his career. Within the team itself, some players seem to support the decision not to sign Rodgers. Safety Deshaun Elliott, for example, made a controversial statement about the potential arrival of the veteran. In response to rumors that Rodgers could be signed by the Steelers, Elliott was straightforward, saying, "Leave him in the retirement home." His opinion reflects a sentiment within the roster that a veteran like Rodgers might not be the best choice for the team at this moment, especially since the team is already in the process of rebuilding. This internal resistance to signing Rodgers is a factor that may have weighed in the franchise's final decision. The Steelers are looking for stability, and many within the organization believe that signing a player like Rodgers, with his playing style and personality, might not be the smartest move for the future of the team. As mentioned, the Steelers' priority seems to be Justin Fields. The young QB, who was drafted by the Chicago Bears, has shown potential in his early NFL seasons but has yet to prove himself as an elite player. The Steelers' bet is that with the right support and a more affordable contract, Fields could become the franchise quarterback the team needs for the future. If the Steelers are able to finalize a deal with Fields, this would give the team a solid foundation for the future. However, there are still some uncertainties about Fields' development and whether he is ready to lead a playoff team. The uncertainty about Fields' future is one of the reasons why the Steelers are being extra careful in negotiations. They don't want to commit a large portion of their salary cap to a player still in development, but believe that with the right contract, Fields could be a long-term solution. If negotiations with Fields don't progress as expected, the Steelers have other options in mind. The team hasn't ruled out the possibility of looking for other quarterbacks in the market. Two names that have been mentioned in internal discussions within the franchise are Russell Wilson from the Denver Broncos and Derek Carr, who was recently released by the Las Vegas Raiders. Both are experienced quarterbacks who have proven capable of leading NFL teams, although they have also faced challenges in their careers. Additionally, there is the possibility that the Steelers might look to the NFL draft, where there are several promising quarterbacks available. While the team has shown interest in a more immediate solution, the presence of talented quarterbacks in the draft may be a viable option for a team looking for a longer-term change. The decision not to pursue Rodgers could be an important strategic move for the Steelers. The franchise is in a transitional phase, with the need to rebuild its roster and find a quarterback capable of leading the team into the future. This means that the Steelers are not just looking for a veteran to fill a gap, but rather someone who will be part of a larger plan for the team's continued success. If Fields is the choice for the future, the Steelers will need to work on developing an offensive system that will allow him to grow and thrive. This will require patience, but it will also open up space for the team to invest in other areas that could be crucial for success, such as the offensive line and defense. Signing a young QB could also help strengthen the bond with fans, who often prefer to see the team investing in player development rather than relying on veteran stars. Fan opinions on the potential arrival of Rodgers have been divided. Some believe that an experienced quarterback like him could be the missing piece to take the Steelers back to the Super Bowl. Others, however, agree with the franchise's more cautious approach, preferring a young QB who could have a more lasting impact. The debate about which direction the Steelers should take is far from resolved and will certainly continue to be a topic of discussion as the off-season progresses. Additionally, The Steelers' move could have a significant impact on the NFL quarterback market, especially if Fields is signed. Other teams looking for a new QB may need to reconsider their options, and the Steelers could be positioned to capitalize on a unique opportunity in the market. The decision by the Pittsburgh Steelers not to pursue Aaron Rodgers can be seen as a strategic move towards the future. Instead of spending a large part of their budget on a veteran quarterback, the team is focusing on a younger solution with more growth potential. If the negotiation with Justin Fields is successful, the Steelers could begin a new chapter in their search for the next franchise quarterback. However, if the negotiations don't move forward, the team has other options in the market, including the possibility of pursuing quarterbacks like Russell Wilson or Derek Carr. The future of the Steelers is uncertain, but the direction the franchise is taking seems clear. The team wants to build a solid foundation for the future, and it starts with the right choice for the quarterback position. There's talk of a potential trade involving Deebo Samuel, the wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers, and many are wondering if this could be the move the Steelers need. In this video, I'll bring you all the details of what we know so far. Could Samuel be the missing piece to strengthen Pittsburgh's offense? Stick around until the end to find out the pros and cons of this possible move. Before diving into the details of the potential trade, it's important to highlight how this move fits into the Steelers' strategy to reinforce their offense. As many know, the wide receiver position remains one of the most critical for Pittsburgh. With the lack of consistency in that area, the franchise has been constantly looking for ways to strengthen it. Moreover, this interest in Deebo Samuel is not an isolated case, as the Steelers had previously tried to bring in another key receiver during the offseason, although unsuccessfully. This context puts even more pressure on the organization to make a decisive move and improve their attack. So, what makes Deebo Samuel an attractive option for the Steelers? According to ESPN's Nick Wagoner, Samuel's value is lower than many expected, especially after a disappointing season filled with injuries for the 49ers. Despite this, the receiver is still an intriguing option. Since Samuel is entering the last year of his contract and there are several other receivers available in free agency or for trade, the 49ers could be willing to negotiate at a lower price. It's estimated that a third-day draft pick, along with maybe a lower-round selection, could be enough to acquire him. This would put the Steelers in a good position to take advantage of a relatively low price if they decide to act. Now it's your turn. What do you think about the possibility of the Steelers acquiring Deebo Samuel? Do you think this trade would be beneficial for the team? Or do you think they should look for other options? Let us know your opinion in the comments. Your perspective is very important, and we're eager to hear what you think about this potential move. Now, let's get to the most exciting part: the possible arrival of Deebo Samuel to the Pittsburgh Steelers. This move could shake up the offseason and completely change the team's dynamic. Below, I'll tell you everything you need to know about this hot situation. According to sources close to the situation, the Pittsburgh Steelers are very interested in Deebo Samuel, who could be available for a trade after a rough season with the 49ers. This interest has intensified after Samuel requested a trade, opening the door to a potentially favorable negotiation for the Steelers. With Samuel's relationship with the 49ers marked by injuries and low production in 2024, the Steelers see an opportunity to acquire him at a more affordable price. Although other receivers like Cooper Kupp could fetch a higher return, Samuel's value seems within Pittsburgh's reach, making him an attractive option to bolster their offense. If the Steelers manage to finalize this trade, the implications for the team would be significant. First, Deebo Samuel could offer invaluable versatility in Pittsburgh's offense, contributing not only as a receiver but also in running plays, which has been one of his biggest strengths with the 49ers. However, there are risks involved. His injury history could raise doubts about his ability to stay healthy throughout the season. Additionally, this move could affect the Steelers' draft priorities and future negotiations with other key players. Without a doubt, this trade could impact the team's structure and performance in the 2025 season. Now, we want to know your opinion. Do you think Deebo Samuel would be a key addition for the Steelers? Do you think, despite his injuries, his versatility could be the change Pittsburgh needs? Or perhaps, do you believe the team should wait and look for other options on the market? Leave us your comments and share your perspective with us. And that wraps up our analysis of the potential trade of Deebo Samuel to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Stay tuned for more news on this topic and other important NFL moves. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it. Your support motivates us to keep bringing you the best news. See you in the next video, and until next time.